Immigrant Youth in America, a study on the factors impacting the academic equality, success, and opportunities for immigrant youth in New York City. This research study focuses on the issue of academic success among the immigrant youth population found in New York City. In addition to knowledge gained from the courses taken in the concentrations of social work and intercultural studies at Nyack College, a number of academic journals, printed literature, and online databases were used to gather information regarding this topic. This study explores some of the leading causes of low academic achievement for immigrant youth in urban areas and answers questions such as: is there a correlation between academic success that an immigrant youth experiences and the age of the immigrant youth at the time of entry into the formal education system in New York City? How does adaptation, or lack thereof, to the host culture impact their ability to perform well and excel academically? Immigration into America is not a new phenomenon. In fact, for centuries, immigrants have come to the United States in search of greater economic opportunities, seeking religious freedom, or for a number of other reasons. While their reasons for migration may differ, one thing these individuals all have in common is that they are leaving behind their homes and all that is familiar to them to enter into an unknown foreign land. Immigrants continue to comprise a significant portion of the workforce, neighborhoods, and classrooms in urban areas. Unfortunately, many of these individuals face disadvantages in their economic and academic lives as a result of factors such as language barriers and cultural differences. Adolescence is already a trying stage of life, with all of the physical and hormonal changes occurring that can affect emotions and thoughts. Adding the stress of uprooting themselves from their homes to enter into a new country only intensifies the struggle of this stage of life, as these youth have to figure out how to navigate not only through the various trials of adolescence, but have to do so in an unfamiliar environment that often differs greatly from their home. In fact, research suggests that immigration causes incredible amounts of stress for youth, largely caused by the strenuous transition from familiar to unfamiliar, and also due to the often harsh conditions that many have had to endure in their home country prior to relocation. In 1997, an estimated one-third of the population of New York City school classrooms were comprised of immigrants. Following the trends and influxes of immigration in recent years, it can be expected that these numbers will only continue to rise. Now, the effects of immigration on the United States economy have been quite a heavily debated topic, but little research has been done on the effects of the adaptation process in immigrant youth and the unique health, educational, and psychosocial challenges they face. Over 150 nations are represented by immigrants in New York. Each culture presents their own set of moral beliefs, religious practices, ethical principles, and ideals that have been shaped by their native culture, all of which can impact the youth in the realm of academia. One of the most prominent challenges faced by immigrant youth in New York City school systems is the lack of preparation, both linguistically and culturally, that can hinder the students' learning process and make it very difficult for them to perform well. Additional challenges are faced by the undocumented and unaccompanied immigrant youth population, as they often do not possess the necessary legal documents to enroll and obtain access to a New York City public school education. Media reports have discovered that many school districts will resist the enrollment of unaccompanied or undocumented youth for fear that the child will not be capable of performing well academically, leading to lower test score averages that could lower the school's funding and reputation. These fears and stigmas drive school enrollment services to cause issues for this population that deter them from gaining access to a free public school education as is allowed by law. In fact, the issue became so prevalent that in February 2015, the New York State Education Department issued emergency regulations and took action urging 20 school districts to make changes to their enrollment policies to better accommodate the immigrant youth population seeking access to a public school education. The language barrier is often the most pressing struggle that immigrant youth face, and inability to proficiently speak English places immigrant youth at a disadvantage and risk for failure in the classroom. In addition to not being able to speak English, some immigrant youth are not even literate in their native language and require ESL and other language acquisition courses in addition to their schooling. Unfortunately, there is imbalance between the availability and access to these programs and the amount of students that require enrollment.
Created using Powtoon.